Hey, what is going on, you guys? My name is Sub-Zero Exabyte and I am shooting right back at you with another video today. Now of course we all know that sometimes we get annoyed in this game, right? I mean, we all have our differences and usually they are only short lasting and they never really get that much out of hand, right? Well, today is the day that I snapped. I am just done with it right now. Again and again I keep having these noobs finding out where I live and it is just driving me nuts. Now I have already tried training the noobs in order to make them respect me and know a thing or two about the game. Now that did not work at all, because that literally just blew up in my face. Then I have gone the complete other way around and I just started planting traps everywhere, which again just ended up blowing up in my face, taking my house with them. Then I give the training another shot, which did not work at all. And then after that everything got pretty calm again. But then people started stealing out of my chest and that is when I went into full defense mode again and I started hiding the chests that I own just so that people cannot get to them. And as you know, if you do not know where something is, then you cannot get to it and you cannot take anything out of said thing. Now that kind of worked, but that only solved one problem. And do not get me wrong, it did actually solve the problem with people stealing stuff out of my chest, but it did not solve the problem where people were still coming into my house every other freaking day. So today I am going to be combining these two ideas of mine. One is the hiding part, and two is the house part. So since hiding the chests of mine worked out well, I have decided to go out and make my house the same way. I am just going to be building a house that is not like any other house, just so that I can make sure that I do not end up getting swatted and stuff like that ever again. Not that I have ever been swatted, but that was just metaphorically. Now we cannot just hide a house. We have to make this some kind of way where it is just going to be able to move the house or something, or at least make it easy to move. So we will have to make it blend in well. And what better way to do this than to just build the house that will just build itself whenever I want. That is like the best idea that I have ever come up with right now. But first things first, I am already proud of the fact that I was able to get the idea from myself, which I had applied to the chest/stealing problem. So that was a pretty awesome thing, to be honest. But I was able to apply that same idea that I used on the chest problem, and I am going to be putting it to work with the housing problem that I have got right now. But I am just hoping that once I am done with all of this right here, that I can just live here in peace again. But something is telling me that this will not work out the way that I wanted it to. It is just something that I feel coming up. I mean, that does not mean that this is a bad thing. I mean, I would rather have things go wrong while I am in the beginning stages of building this, because otherwise I would have to start all over again when I am almost done. But that is not something that I want to do right now. So I am just praying to the gods that this will actually work in one go and that I can finally have a good night of sleep again, because the last time that I did not have an interrupted sleep is like months ago. I mean, since these guys found out that they could just storm into my realm, they just literally started taking full advantage of it, and I hate it. I mean, how annoying is it when you get woken up every day at like 3 o'clock in the morning just because some noob is bashing at your door? I can honestly tell you that this is not a very fun and exciting thing to be doing, but I guess that I will just have to go through with this right now, because otherwise I will definitely never have another good night of sleep. I mean, come on. It just feels like every day is getting worse right now. I mean, I already do not get enough sleep. And you should be getting enough sleep in order for your brains to be working properly. And right now I am thinking of a way to get all of this over with, and I am on just a couple of hours of sleep, and that is just not something that will work for me right now. I mean, it is the harsh truth at this point, but it is just something that I will have to cope with until everything right here has all been sorted out. And I can tell you that when the day comes, I am going to be celebrating so hard that it actually is pretty insane to myself. I mean, I am going to be excited like crazy once I am all done with this thing. And you know, maybe I will start building more kinds of these shelters all across the whole world of Minecraft, so that when people actually find me, that I can just move within the minute and just am able to escape all of that in one go. That is pretty cool, right? At least I feel like this is kind of cool. But then again I think that I have been losing my mojo on what is cool and what is not. But that might just be me right now. I mean, I will be trying until the day that I am done. But right now I am not done yet, so I will keep on trying right now. That is like the best thing a man can do right now. And that is help the other people around him. And I am not even kidding around right now. There is a lot of honest work in the healthcare sector, but I am not going to be talking about that because we have got to be talking about those darn noobs and what to do about that, because I am kind of running out of options right here. I mean, come on guys, what more can I actually do? I mean, there is not that much more that I can do. If they, and by they I mean the noobs, were to find out where the hidden location of my super secret invisible house is, well then I would be out of options. I mean, I would have just ended up exhausting all of my options and I would have got nowhere to go. So please, if you are a smart thinker in the comments, then please let me know some stuff that I could be doing right here in case all of this goes south as well, because I might not be able to handle all of that again. I mean, I have gotten kind of grown old to the feeling of letdown and stuff, but still it is not a nice feeling when you think that you have been doing a good job at something, but then once you start doing something it like backfires at once, and that will always feel bad no matter what there is to happen to it. So I am just going to be hoping that this invisible approach to my house actually works, otherwise, like I just said, I am going to be a dead man. Okay, maybe not a dead man because it is not like the noobs are that violent, but I am just going to be making sure that once I get this done that I am going to go right back to bed for like a week, because right now I actually am kind of a dead man when it comes to this. I mean, there is no such thing as getting too much sleep for me right now, because right now it just feels like I am not even doing anything anymore. All day long I am just roaming around my house and stuff without a thought, and I am just so tired that I have got no idea what to go do. But then when I think that I might be able to go to bed, and the second that my head hits my pillowcase, there is another person at my door and I have got to get up again to be able to defend the fort. I mean, there is not worse feeling than this. And you might be like, well sub, you are overreacting. Well, I might be overreacting, but I just cannot stand this anymore. It just feels like I am getting crowded in my mind and I cannot handle it for one single bit right now. So once I am done with all of this, I am just going to check out for how long I can sleep in one sitting. And I am betting that it will be a very long time before I actually get back to being in an awake state. So you could kind of say that once I am done with sleeping, I am woke again, and that would be making me a woke person. That is like insane. But right now my sleep deprived self is starting to get into something right here. Maybe building a house like this is not the best thing to do. I mean, right now I am just throwing everything on defense, but we all know that offense is the best defense. So maybe I should just be getting smart on the ways of the noob and make sure that I am able to get behind them knowledge wise. I will have to figure out exactly what those people do and how they operate in a non-hostile environment before it gets hostile, of course, because they always get hostile no matter what we do about something like that. And this way I can just avoid all that stuff and start a new home somewhere else on the map. So I am just going to be hoping that this self-building approach to my house actually works, otherwise, like I just said, I am going to be real cool man. Okay, maybe not a cool man because it is not like the houses are that cool, but I am just going to be making sure that once I get this done that I am going to go right back to bed for like a week, because right now I actually am kind of a dead man when it comes to this. I mean, there is no such thing as getting too much sleep for me right now, because right now it just feels like I am not even doing anything anymore. All day long I am just roaming around my house and stuff without a thought, and I am just so tired that I have got no idea what to go do. But then when I think that I might be able to go to bed, and the second that my head hits my pillowcase, there is another person at my door and I have got to get up again to be able to defend the fort. I mean, there is not worse feeling than this, but all of that will soon come to an end because I actually feel confident about this right now. But however I might be feeling about this autonomous house of mine that I am building, it will still take a lot of time before I am actually done with this thing because there is just so much work to do right now. Maybe I should hire some people to come and work for me and build this thing for me. Oh wait, never mind, I am cool right now and that is not what I should do, because I am trying to keep the people out of this Minecraft realm, and of course if they were to be the ones who build this thing, then they would be finding out where I would live, or I should pack it up and move it somewhere else. But I will not go and do that because that looks like just a little bit too much of a hassle, which is not what I am looking for right now, because if I have got to work even more on this thing I will probably end up losing my mind over it, which is not what I am looking for right now. So I am just going to go ahead and get this all over with so that I can actually get some stuff done instead of trying to be a builder and a talker at the same time. Not that I am actually building anything, but it is not fair for the house, which is working hard. So alright, if I may say so myself, I think that the house farm, aka the homemade house maker, is coming along pretty nicely. Of course we are just setting up the walls and stuff right now, but like all architects say, there is nothing better than a wall. Okay, he did not really say that, but just let me have a moment here, okay? But yeah, even though we are still building the walls so that everything is sturdy in here, it is actually looking pretty nice. But alright, also decoration is low-key, just high-key right now, so get going on that as well. Just light this bad boy up with like art and all that kind of stuff. Just whatever you think will fit into this thing, because ultimately it will become your house and maybe one day even your home. And you know how I feel about building a home rather than a house, because a house is just that, a house. It is 4 walls and a roof. But a home is so much more than that. I mean, it still is 4 walls and a roof, but right now it also is filled with love, like a real home should be filled with. In my opinion, of course. To be honest, building this self-making home right now also makes me feel at home for some reason. I am just thinking out loud right now, so just bear with me so that we can actually get done with some stuff right here. Because otherwise we are still going to be building on this thing for the better part of a year or something like that. But to be honest, that is just an educated guess on my end of the spectrum. But let's continue with what I was saying a minute ago, and I was talking about building an autonomous house, because this is something that I think is really awesome, because the modern house is by far my favorite one out of all of the styles that you have got around here today, which is not that good now that I start thinking about it. It is actually smart that I think about this kind of stuff right now before I start doing them in the first place, but still that would be pretty cool. At least that is what I think. I mean, no one is going to expect a thing right now, and that is exactly what I want with this right here. So no one will ever be able to go and start hacking some of my ideas again, which is good, so that I do not have go out and make more stuff over and over and over and over again. I am going to be loving every freaking second of this, and that will be all of it today. Now alright, my master plan is going to go into full effect right away right now. I am going to make sure that everything is gone right when he gets back home. Although I have not seen the guy ever since I got here, which to me is a little bit fishy, of course, but I am just going to let that fly for right now so that I can finally make an end to all of this madness. I will not tolerate anyone on my land ever again. But still, where did that guy go? I mean, I saw him building this thing like 10 minutes ago, man. I am really confused right now, but I guess that I have just fallen asleep when he was building this or something like that. I mean, I am kidding, because the house is building itself. I am just joking, you guys. I mean, it is pretty hard not to notice this because it is just that big of a house. I mean, this is a lot of work, and that means that I am not kidding around for one bit right now. So let's just make sure that we actually perform this. I mean, it is the harsh truth at this point, but it is just something that I will have to cope with until everything right here has all been sorted out. And I can tell you that when the day comes, I am going to be celebrating so hard that it actually is pretty insane to myself. I mean, I am going to be excited like crazy once I am all done with this thing, because I just think that after all this time that I just deserve a little break from everything right now. I mean, we have been through a lot the last couple of months, but doing stuff like this will help, even though I can already guess that this noob is going to be messing up a lot during his trial as my new apprentice. That will not really bother me that much, because I feel like there is a lot that people can learn, and I should not discard the people that are willing to learn, because you know, if you are someone who wants to learn, then I think that you should be able to learn whatever you want without any judgment. So that is something that I will be providing for all of y'all as well. So new year, new MacLeod, so that he will never be coming back here ever again, nor his friends or whatever. So I am going to start with all of these tools that I handpicked for this specific job just back there, and I am going to be installing some more stuff for him. Now I hope that he will not betray me, and if there is one thing that I do not like, then it will be getting caught in the back with my eyes looking the other way. So since this has all been dealt with, I think it might be my time to sign off here. I mean, not here like right now, But still, like here, there is nothing as fun as me roaming around here on my channel doing hood rad stuff with my friends or foes in the sense. But that does not matter at all, so I will just sign off here for real and give me my channel back against noobs. I mean, this has been a great ride, but I feel like we can actually learn something here. But I will leave that for the next video. Just know that whoever you are, or wherever you are, I will always beat everyone, and everything, especially these noobs. Goodbye guys.